Irish guy, and right. So I didn't get any predictions right at all last week. You know what that means? A box of milky frosties all over my head on Monday, and the couch in the field. So right, Premier League Game Week 26. You know the drill. If I don't get at least one correct scoreline right this weekend, then I will pour vegetable soup all over my head while singing a love song about Fogden. Oh lads, my predictions have been absolute utter garbage over the last month. I'm getting them all wrong now every single week. Surely my luck has to change, because so far in 2024, it's been absolute pumpkin muck. Right, let's go. Aston Villa 3, Nottingham Forest 0. It's always weird when Aston Villa take on Nottingham Forest, because these are two clubs with a combined 3 Champions Leagues between them. For people like me, who weren't born when a black and white telly was a thing, for someone whose skin isn't yet as wrinkly as a scrunched up tissue, then it is hard to imagine either Aston Villa or Nottingham Forest ever conquering Europe. No, to me, these are just two clubs Jermaine Genius is ticked off on his CV. I don't exactly see the English Real Madrid in either of these fallen giants. But listen, Aston Villa versus Nottingham Forest is never usually a particularly thrilling match. Well, I mean, except in November 2018, when Forest turned up to Villa Park, scored 5, and still didn't win. Tammy Abraham scored 4 goals for Aston Villa that night, and they still didn't leave with 3 points. By the way, that man desperately needs a Prem move in the summer. If they stay up, a move to Forest would actually be a quality move. Reunite with Callum Hudson-Odoi. Well, yeah, that match looked about as weird as watching a clown eating bacon on the back of a Dell elephant. Weirdly, Joe Lolly got 4 assists in that match. You know, the former Kidderminster and England C winger, who's now running like a mouldy quiche in the backgrounds of Australia. Ozzy, he was a nothing special player. Probably the most disappointing Lolly I've seen since I tried a bubblegum Calippo. It tasted like chewing a cat's tongue. But as for this match, I know Aston Villa have been in a bit of a rut, but that win at Fulham was crucial and important. And so yeah, I reckon this will be a pretty comfy 3-0 win. Goals from Musa Diaby, Ollie Watkins, and a Forest own goal. Let's say from Murillo. Honestly lads, if Forest win this match, then I will lick an entire bowl of Weetabix off a bush. Brighton 1, Everton 1. Lads, drink it in. Everton are out of the relegation zone. Get in! Everybody dance around! This is amazing! And what's even more beautiful is that Luton are not playing again until the 2nd of March, so I'm guaranteed to be safe from milk for a while. So part of me thought that Brighton might win this match. Maybe by 3 goals to 2. But you know what? No, I'm not going to say that the Toffees will lose 3-2. No. I'm feeling good about Everton right now. Instead, I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw, which is Brighton's favorite result. Honestly, the Seagulls were addicted to 1-1 draws when Graham Potter was the boss. And even now, they've started to creep into Zerbi's game. There've already been 5 1-1 draws this season. And if Brighton fans start objecting to me tipping them to lose points against lowly Everton at home, sorry, in this fixture last season, you lost 5-1. So stop acting like I've just suggested that you eat mashed potato off your grandma's stomach. I reckon Dwight McNeil will give the Toffees an early lead. Danny Welbeck will score in the second half. But yeah, 1-1. With 2 former Manchester United Academy stars scoring the goals. Crystal Palace 3, Burnley 1. Welcome to the new manager bounce. Lads, if Roy Hodgson was still at the Crystal Palace wheel, I would have given Vincent Kompany a real chance. A fresh new manager with innovative ideas, trying to take down somebody who probably gets headaches after 2 p.m. But no, Palace now have Oliver Glasner in charge. Now, I don't think the Austrian coach is going to be anything special long-term at Palace. Wait, he's got a decent CV. This was the man who qualified Wolfsburg for the Champions League 3 years ago. He turned Eintracht Frankfurt into Europa League champions. The man is certainly a competent coach, but I'm not sure his Route 1 painfully direct style is suited to the absolute street ballers Palace have in their squad. Honestly, a Graham Potter would have suited them better. And I don't know, but I'm a bit uneasy about Premier League clubs hiring former Wolfsburg managers. Does it ever go well? Both Felix Magath and Steve McLaren, after their Wolfsburg stints, they managed to get both Fulham and Newcastle relegated. Yes, I know McLaren was a Wolfsburg disaster, but Magath had won them the Bundesliga title 3 years later, and he's asking his Fulham centre backs to rub cheese on their legs. Sounds like the creepiest picnic ever. So I do think that Glasner is quickly going to go sour and stale at Palace within a year, and the whole appointment is a bit messy and awkward anyway. I mean, he would have been unveiled last week, only Roy got sick, which is a bit like a woman trying to break up with her boyfriend, and then when they sit down on the couch to have the talk, he tells her he's got the flu. Well, you can't do it now! Honestly, what did Glasner do? Spend the last week hiding in the Palace toilets? Well, yeah, I do think that having a manager who is 30 years younger than the previous one, that will produce an immediate new manager bounce. And so yeah, a 3-1 win. Goals from John-Philippe Mateta, Jordan Ayew, and Adam Wharton, versus a late consolation goal from David Dutcher Fofana. Sorry, Kompany, but you're going down with a whimper. Man United 2, Fulham 0. For anybody expecting an upset at Old Trafford this weekend, welcome back to the real world. The one where Yoda is not the king. There is virtually 0% chance of Fulham getting the win, because not only have they not beaten Man Manchester United at all in their last 18 meetings, dating all the way back to March 2010, but they haven't even left Old Trafford with a win since October 2003, back when Cristiano Ronaldo looked like a 12-year-old boy. Fulham do not travel well at Old Trafford at all. Every time those players step foot on that pitch, they just splutter and choke like some fame-hungry moron trying to eat their weird dinner and I'm a celebrity. I'm sorry, Fulham, but I'm giving you absolutely no chance of putting off a shock win, and to prove it, if you do beat Manchester United on Saturday, then I will eat a bowl of flowers. I'll go with a pretty easy 2-0 win. Bruno Fernandes with both goals. Incredibly simple. Next, Bournemouth 0, Man City 1. Look, you all know that I rate Andoni Iraola to a sickeningly high degree, but let's be real. Bournemouth are absolute wet dog food whenever they play Man City. If City leave their stadium with a win this weekend, that will be their 15th straight win against the Cherries. That is horrendous. Bournemouth have never ever taken even a single point of Man City in Premier League history. The last time they got any sort of result against them was in February 99, a 0-0 draw in League One. I can imagine that was more boring than sitting through any Nicolas Cage film. City have stuck 14 goals past Bournemouth over the last 3 meetings. I mean, they're still furious about losing ground in the title race by sloppily failing to beat Chelsea last week. This is where they're gonna be like a robot, just grinding out wins until May. So yeah, I think Bournemouth will do well. Dominic Solanke will have a couple of chances in front of goal. But no, someone like Bernardo Silva will score a late second half winner, and it'll be another important City win. Sorry, Bournemouth. But again, if you even take a point of Man City this weekend, if you get any sort of positive result, I will chuck 12 cups of hot chocolate over my head. Arsenal 4, Newcastle 0. I almost feel a bit dirty tipping Newcastle United to get absolutely battered this weekend. I cannot remember the last time I predicted this club to get destroyed like this. A 4-goal deficit. Really? Lads, Newcastle rocked up to the Emirates last season and left with a clean sheet. And yes, that was a match where Dan Burn was marking Bukayo Saka. He kept him so far in his pocket to such an extent that after the match, Saka was probably coughing up lumps of chewing gum and Geordie thigh sweat. But I'm sorry, a lot has changed in the years since. Burn has been reduced to a quivering lump of chocolate, terrified of trying to catch quick right wingers. This fella looks every inch a former Darlington and Yeovil Town centre back. He's getting destroyed each and every week. The man is not a left back. Yes, he was able to do that job adequately for a year, but if Eddie Howe continues to start him in that position this weekend, then he only has himself to blame when he has to spend the entire coach ride home crying down the phone to his wife. Right now, watching Burn play left back is more frustrating than watching a dog wiping its bum on your rug. I mean, lads, both Tino Livramento and Lewis Hall cost a combined, what, £70 million? Play one of them. Arsenal are in terrifying form. I cannot remember another Premier League team ever having such a scary month as this. In their last 2 league games alone, they've scored 11 without reply. I'm sorry, but this is going to be like in February 2020 when Arsenal beat Newcastle 4-0. Although, when Alexander Lacazette broke his goal duck in the last minute and the entire Arsenal squad piled on as if they'd won the league. Oh, forget Jamie Carragher moaning about over-celebrating. Roy Keane looked so disgusted. You'd swear someone had asked him to eat a cat poo sandwich. To be fair, it was mid-February and Arsenal were 10th in the league, 5 points behind Sheffield United, trailing Leicester City by 16. Only 10 points separated the Gunners in the relegation zone. So yes, Keane was probably right to think that these crazy celebrations were embarrassing beyond belief. Wow, so much has changed at Arsenal in just 4 years. That was Arsenal's 26th game of that season. This is their 26th game of this season. And the symmetry as aligning. I think they're going to absolutely tear Newcastle apart this week. 2 goals from Bukayo Saka, one of them a penalty after Burn clumsily fouls him. And yeah, further goals from Gabriel Martinelli and Kai Havertz. Oh, Eddie, this is going to be grim. Wolves 0, Sheffield United 1. Look, you might think that I'm nutty to predict such a horrible, wretched unit such as Sheffield United to get anything at Molineux, but why not? They've already beaten Wolves once this season already. You are all going to quickly see Gary O'Neill be exposed for the average milk muffin that he is once he loses twice to this horrible Sheffield United team in the same season. Look, I know that the Blades have been horrible all season long, but this is a team who at least are able to produce somewhat of a response to humiliating displays. After they lost 8-0 at home to Newcastle, they then travelled to high-flying West Ham and only conceded 2. They conceded 5 in that second half against Newcastle. The next week, they conceded 0 in the second half against the Hammers. Progress. They lose 5-0 at the Emirates in late October. They then beat Wolves in the next match. Burnley absolutely humbled them 5-0 at Turf Moor. In their next match, they only narrowly lose 2-0 at home to Liverpool. It was 1-0 until the final seconds of the match. They lost 5-0 at home to Aston Villa earlier this month. They then slap up Luton Town on their own patch. So yes, they've just lost 5-0 at home to Brighton. But I reckon Chris Wilder is going to get another response. I reckon it'll be a smash and grab 1-0 win. Jack Robinson scoring a late winner from a corner. As you all start to see what I see in O'Neill. Some interim coach who has got the gravitas of a stand-in geography teacher. And lads, I know many of you will think that I'm mad and that this sizzling Wolves team is going to absolutely destroy the Blades. Okay then, that's a big a deal. If Wolves beat Sheffield United by more than 2 goals, then I will smear 3 buckets of freezing cold ice cream all over my face. West Ham 2, Brentford 0. Look, I said the West Ham would produce a response last week at Nottingham Forest, and they didn't, but come on. David Moyes will surely get a much needed win here, right? 2 goals from Jared Bowen. Fairly comfortable and easy. So that's pretty much it. Let's hope I get some results right. And yes, okay, as a bonus round, okay, I'll do the League Cup final too, very quickly. Lads, I don't think we're going to see anything special in this League Cup final match. We've already seen 2 cup finals recently between Liverpool and Chelsea. 0-0 both times, both of them going to penalties. This could be the exact same outcome. 0-0 in the final. No, it's going to be a painfully dull, horrible match. Just nothing to see here at all. Honestly, it's just going to be absolute meh. Anyway, that's the end. Let me know, what do you think? Let me know in the comments. What are the results going to be? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give a like, share, subscribe. As always, I'll talk to you in a while.